the Connective Living channel, where the focus is on how everything is connected. I'm Chad Wright, its developer, and I'll be your host. Before I get into the specific details of what I'll be covering on this channel, I'd like to share with you a little bit about how I came to this understanding. As a child, I experienced a lot of love. And I also had situations I was in where I developed beliefs about myself and feelings that I felt separate, I felt disconnected. I don't think at the time I could have put that into words, but that was the feeling beneath it all. And that feeling and those thoughts, those beliefs affected my posture. I had poor posture at the time. And so on different levels of awareness, you could say, I seeked out to transform that, how to become more whole, or I was always whole, but to feel whole, to experience that. And so I did that early on with sports. I was very physical, and I used that to transform that energy into power and freedom and confidence. I did traditional sports, but I did also a lot of non-traditional sports, more of that. Did a lot of martial arts, especially. And the one I did the most of was boxing, which I still teach to this day. So that had a big influence on me as far as gaining how to center myself, how to balance myself. And as I was doing that, I still could tell inside that I needed more. I needed to learn more and grow more. And so in my late teens and throughout my early 20s, I went through a lot of counseling. I chose to do that so I could understand more. And it really helped a lot. It helped me with my thinking. It helped me to be more aware and to be able to communicate my feelings and identify them. And that was a good step in my growth. But even then, I still could tell there was more, because the way I've been approaching things was a physical way and a cognitive way. I could tell inside that I needed to learn how to connect those together. And so I went to college for occupational therapy, and that seemed to have a little bit of that influence, that mind-body approach. And I did that work for a little while, and then I became a massage therapist. And after that, I started training a lot. I started traveling, going to these workshops, and I did that intensely for 10 years or so. A lot of what I was studying was bodywork approaches or manual therapies. It wasn't really massage, but it was touch therapies. And they focused mostly on the connective tissue of the body, the fascia. And it seemed to be really helpful with myself and also with my clients, and getting really transformative results. And then around that time, I continued to discover and turn over rocks and look at what was underneath. And one of the things I learned about was a psychological approach called body centered therapy. And that approach focuses on breathing and movement and posture, the sound of your voice, and how all these things come through your attitude, and just how you are in the world and how the world sees you. So I come to this place, and at that time I was starting to do some writing, and I was teaching seminars, and I thought that was the direction I was going. And then suddenly I discovered dance, and I started dancing and quit doing those things. Continued my work, but I got really involved in dance, and it became like a sport to me, I guess you could say. And I first started with salsa dancing, and early on I started doing dips and then lifts, and I got really, just my physicality drew me into doing lifts, acrobatic type movements with a partner. And I started studying other dance forms. And eventually I became a professional theater arts dancer, which I am today. And that is it's a type of ballroom dance that has a lot of acrobatic influences. It has a lot of strength and power, but it's also very graceful. And that's what drew me to it. And that's how I want to be. That's how I seek to live. And so all this stuff happened, and I have been experiencing a great sense of happiness and peace and power and freedom and confidence and many of the things I've been seeking throughout my life. And I've been sharing this with my clients, and so I decided I want to share this with a bigger audience and share this with more people. That's why I'm doing this channel. And so I was about to do that. I had a meeting set up to work with this friend of mine who's helping me do this. And something came up and we had to reschedule, and it happened that right after that I got an email from this really interesting lady who, she sends me these emails that are inspiring, and sometimes she asks me interesting questions. And so I'm going to share that email with you that I think will be helpful for understanding what this channel is about. She said, all this time when you talked about we are connected, or we are all connected, I was thinking you meant people are connected to other people, like we are all one. Like it is not about yourself, it is about you and other people. Then for some reason a while back it occurred to me that you were saying, or might be saying, that instead of we are all connected to each other, we are connected within our own self. Everything in us is connected in us. Our mind is connected to our body, and our body is connected to our spirit, and so on. So now I'm kind of wondering which you meant. Is it we are all connected inside to ourselves? Or are we connected to each other? And here's my response. Yes, it is both. And it's much more inclusive as you can imagine. We are connected from head to toe by the connective tissue called fascia, or you could say the fascial system, a much ignored physiological system in our healthcare. It is like an uninterrupted three-dimensional web that many people believe is the container of our consciousness, whose electromagnetic energy goes beyond our physical body, much like the gravitational field of a planet. And we are certainly all connected to each other and beyond. Literally, everything is connected to everything by a sort of fascia of life or life energy. Everything is one. Forms give us the illusion of separation. They set us up for the play of opposites. But ultimately, if you look at anything close enough, you begin to see its no-thingness. Everything is ultimately life energy. And when we recognize our connectedness, our oneness, we experience power, freedom, and peace. We experience bliss from the middle, the place of no opposites. With every question answered, the mind wants to know more. That is in part because the answer to these kinds of questions are beyond words. Since words are things of forms, the best they can do is point us in a direction toward experiencing truth. And experiencing truth is knowing. Thank you for being with me today. As I complete this introductory video, I'm excited that I'll be sharing with you ways to develop a strong, flexible, and balanced body and mind, so you can live with confidence, freedom, power, passion, a deeper sense of what makes you, you. And more fulfilling relationships. And of course, to further explore and discover how everything is connected.